Hi everybody, happy Friday and welcome back to the Tea with Amie. So it's just me today and I want to talk to you guys about Justin Alexander and more specifically Justin Alexander's signature. So Justin Alexander has been a staple, in my opinion, in the bridal industry. And chances are, if you listen to wedding podcasts, if you read blogs or keep up with trends, or even are just a new bride that has done their research, then you know who Justin Alexander is. They truly make something for everybody, in my opinion. So under Justin Alexander, you'll see their regular line, Justin Alexander, which they describe as classic, refined, and timeless wedding dresses with a touch of old Hollywood glamour. You'll see Justin Alexander's signature. They describe their signature line as designer wedding gowns for the fashion-forward bride. Adore by Justin Alexander, which they say is their newest collection, and it is wedding dresses for the chic, trendy, and budget-conscious bride. Lillian West, which is sexy, effortless, and offbeat bridal dresses for the whimsical bride. Sincerity, which is graceful and romantic bridal gowns for the classic princess bride, and their Sweetheart line, which is fun and flirty wedding dresses for the trendy, budget-conscious bride. So a theme you'll see here pretty regularly is that they are affordable. And I love them because of a lot of things, but that is definitely one of the reasons. So most of Justin Alexander dresses fall under that $4,000 line, with Sweetheart and I would say Adore, and even Lillian West, kind of more so in that 15 to 3 range. So they really are very affordable, but they still give you all of the things we love about higher end designer gowns. So this weekend, we actually have a trunk show for Justin Alexander signature. And we had the trunk show last weekend as well. The trunk show will be running from February 26th to March 7th, I believe. That's Sunday, March 7th. So you guys are listening to this on Friday. It is our second weekend of the trunk show, and we're super excited about it. I have been able to do a lot of content with the dresses for you guys and show you guys why we love these dresses right now. So the line that we have is going to be the fall winter 2021 line of Justin Alexander signature. And you guys can see, online, you can go look at pictures and that kind of thing, but I kind of want to walk you through some of my favorite gowns from the collection and the details and stuff on them that make them stand out. So let's just dive into it. I first want to read you a little bit of a snippet that they have from their site where they talk about their fall winter 2021 line. I want to do this because I feel like sometimes it's nice to hear from the designer themselves what their interpretation of their collection is before I give you my opinions and things that are strictly from me. And so I'm going to read you guys what they have to say about this line. The Justin Alexander signature fall winter 2021 collection is inspired by an imagined utopia, a world filled with hope and progression, represented through a series of bold, refreshing, and contemporary bridal designs. The gowns have evolved from experimentations with unique textures, soft hues, uplifting new embroideries, and invigorating embellishments. Not forgetting the attention given to the timeless dramatic cuts, synonymous with the signature handwriting. From the fluid feel of the charmeuse to the more lavish foundation of Mikado, every carefully considered fabric provides an invaluable canvas on which more daring contemporary details come to life. Distinctive bows, elegant drape, defiant sleeves, and radiant beadwork represent just some of the glorious diversity showcased with the brand new designs. So that's what they have to say about the fall winter 2021 line. And I agree. I'm going to kind of simplify it for you guys and break down the details of the gowns, which they talk about. So the first gown I want to talk about with you guys, and by no means do I mean that any of these gowns are subpar, because they are all so amazing. So the ones I'm going to talk about is just because if I sit here and break down every single one of the dresses with you guys, we'll be here for a while. So I'm just going to pull out some that I've noticed people have been reacting super well to on socials for us and that kind of thing, and that, stood out to me, and I love the way that they fit especially. So here we go. So the first gown I'm going to talk about is called Gramercy. So Gramercy is a one-shouldered gown with a bow detail and a detachable chiffon streamer. And bear with me as I describe these gowns to you guys. So basically this is a kind of A-line cut. It's got a chiffon skirt, really, really soft chiffon skirt, and a Mikado top with this really beautiful Mikado bow on the one shoulder. And then from that bow comes down the streamer that they talk about, and that extends to the full length of the train. The dress is extremely, extremely elegant, very clean. It doesn't have much on it besides that bow detail. But on the other hand, it also has this really amazing slit, which you'll see kind of in some of their dresses with this collection. They do have slits, and I feel like that is just so trendy. It gives me very high fashion vibes. The bow, the slit, the one shoulder, the clean, structured look, but that flowiness of the skirt. I am absolutely obsessed with this gown. And it really does look great on any body type. I put it on, and as you guys know, I am typically a bridal size 24, and I also had one of our models put it on, and she is a sample size. And honestly, I really do believe that it looked really good on both of us. And I mean, there's not really a bride that I would say could not pull off this gown. It is definitely unique though. So if you're looking for something that is very trendy, very chic, it has those elements of more high fashion, then I would definitely say that Gramercy would be a gown for you because of that. And how I would style this gown, I've been thinking about this so much just because I love this gown. I've been thinking about how I would style the gown, and in my opinion, I believe that some bold statement earrings. And when I say bold statement earrings, I mean maybe like just large stones, more so, like nothing crazy with design, but just very, I should say very sparkly. So like large sparkly earrings as the model has on their site, and maybe like a dainty bracelet, I think would be absolutely perfect for this. I don't know necessarily that I personally would wear a veil with this gown, just because I feel like it would take away from the bow and the streamer detail. But it's definitely doable. If your heart is set on a veil and you're interested in seeing what this gown looks like, definitely don't be discouraged. I think there's a lot that you could do with this gown, but it definitely has all those elements I just talked about. So that is why it is one of my favorites of the collection. The next one I want to talk about is called Cumberland. So Cumberland is a deep V-neck ball gown with an illusion bodice. It has beaded detail on it that kind of trickles off into the skirt. It has a deep V back to match the deep V front. And then it has some open sides underneath the arms. So along this, your side, that is all open. So yeah, Cumberland, I would say, is one of the more detailed gowns in the collection, meaning it doesn't have the clean structured look that a lot of the gowns have. So it is just, but it's honestly, it's gorgeous. And it is a ball gown. So you're going to get the fuller skirt. And I don't think I really knew how full the skirt was until I saw the gown, because it doesn't look like it would be as full as it is. And I even feel like when you put the gown on, because of the thick waistband through the middle, I think that it makes the skirt look like it is not as full as it is. Now, depending on who you are, that could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing. But I definitely think that, scratch that. Now, depending on who you are, you might want to add a petticoat if you want some more fullness to it, or that could be great and you like the dress the way it is. But I do think that this gown is so, so beautiful for their upcoming collection, the upcoming season. I just believe it is just stunning on. The beadwork on it is kind of a little leafier, but when I say leafy, I mean like very small leaves. Like it's not what you would typically think of when somebody would say leafy. Like I know a lot of times people think like, oh my gosh, like it's huge, all that detail is going to be a lot. And it's not like that. It's really, really, really well done. It is dainty. It is still very feminine. The deep V gives it a little bit of sexiness, but the fuller skirt keeps it very classic. It is really just a great balance of a lot of things. And to me, this style of gown has been consistently popular for a very long time. It is one of those things that even though it doesn't have the clean look of everything else, it's more detailed, it is going to be something that people love for a very long time, as they have. So that is Cumberland. The next gown I'm going to talk about is called Medfield. And I love Medfield so much. I have been obsessed with Medfield since I saw it in the pictures, and I found out we were getting it and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to see this gown on. So Medfield is a sweetheart A-line dress with sequin tulle and a beaded appliques. And it has these detachable sleeves. So these sleeves are not attached to the dress. They're just little kind of cuff sleeves that are a little bit poofy. They're probably honestly maybe 6 inches in length. And they're pretty puffy, but they're not puffy, like exaggerated puffy. I would say they look like they fit the dress really well. The whole dress has those lace appliques on it as well as the sequins. And then it is tulle. It has the sweetheart neckline and a little more structure through the bodice to give you that good support. So I really think that this is another one of my favorites in the collection because it's the same way as the Cumberland dress that I talked about, where it has that lace detail, it has that little bit of sparkle, but it's not too much. And it's very in line with the theme for the collection. So I think it is just a versatile gown as well. And I forgot to say about Cumberland, but I do feel the same way about Medfield, which I'm glad that I can say it now. I do believe those two gowns, again, are perfect for every body type and every kind of bride. Really, I do. I think they're so versatile with how you can style them. You could do beautiful headpieces. You could do statement earrings. You could do any other kind of jewelry, but you could also do a very long dramatic veil or a very short veil. Like, it just kind of depends on who you are, but I think you can style these two gowns so many different ways, even though they have essentially a lot of detail in them. So that sleeve though, that Medfield has is, I mean, it's an optional sleeve, so you do not have to wear it, but the sleeve that Medfield has is very, very, very in line with trends for 2021. It's all about these great sleeves. And I'm sure you guys have seen through your own research and looking through everything that people are doing sleeves and they just are. I'm so happy sleeves are making a comeback, honestly. They are so cool and they are just unique. They really add flair to a lot of gowns. And one thing about me, I love a good sleeve. So I love that this has a detachable option too, because what I will tell you guys now, all you ladies that are looking for off the shoulder gowns, you guys will have a hard time lifting your arms. I want to let you guys know that now. I mean, we all know what it's like when we wear an off the shoulder top and it's kind of like you're stuck a little bit. And you get lucky sometimes with the elastic and you're able to move a little bit more. But if you're wearing a true off the shoulder top, we're not moving our arms. It's not happening. So think about it the same way with your wedding gown, except now you're going to be dancing and using your arms a little bit more, maybe. So having a detachable sleeve like that allows you to still have that look, but be able to move your arms, which again, depending on who you are, that may not be as important to you as it is to other people, but just something you guys should know. So that's why I love the detachable sleeve option. And I love that more designers are doing detachable sleeves now. Let's get into the next gown I want to talk about. I want to make sure that I talk about Grant, because Grant is honestly awesome. So awesome. And I have been also obsessed with this gown since I saw it in pictures. Grant is a pleated tulle ball gown with a ruffle skirt and detachable straps. And that does not even do, that description I feel like doesn't do it justice, because you guys need to see this skirt. This skirt is crazy cool. The skirt is all of that. I mean, it's pleated tulle, but the skirt has so much texture. And I love the combination of the texture but the simplicity, the cleanness of the gown itself. There is nothing on the gown as far as like embellishments, lace, any of that. There's not anything on this gown, but this textured skirt and this ruched bodice, it is so pretty. It is so pretty. And then you have the detachable straps, of course, and the ruched bodice is not, it's like the kind of, and maybe I'm not thinking of the right word for it, but it's got that kind of like folded look. So it's, I mean, there's just so many cool elements to this dress. I really feel like you guys need to see it. So I don't want to continue to go on and on about Grant. I want you guys to just look up Justin Alexander's signature Grant gown and you will be in love with it like I am in love with it. It is just so cool. It is a ball gown. So it is got a very, very, very full skirt. And because of the texture, the skirt is a little fuller than the other ball gowns in the collection. So if you're looking for a full skirt, and again, something kind of like that first one that I talked about where it has a very chic, very trendy kind of look. It's a little more high fashion. Grant would be a great gown for that. You could style Grant so many different ways as well. Of course, accessories, and then veil. I would say, honestly, veil, I would go long because I like the drama of it all, but you could do a short veil. It's very versatile as well in terms of styling. So check out Grant, please, please, please. So the next one I want to talk about is going to be Lanier. It's one of those. It is a stretch Mikado A-line gown with a notched square neckline. And this square neckline has a little bit of a deeper cut. It's not like a deep V or anything like that. It's just a little hint. And it's got lace on it with this white kind of piping through the bodice. It's thicker than the seam. It's more like kind of white piping through the bodice. And then that lace trickles down to the skirt, which is just very clean Mikado fabric. So the lace just kind of lays right probably to the hips where it falls off. And it's got these beautiful spaghetti straps. It is gorgeous. And I've been saying that about all the dresses in this collection. I'm like, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It really is gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, all of these dresses are gorgeous. How many more times can I say it? Honestly. So, and that is this gown. It is one of those gowns that I think also kind of like Cumberland is just something that is so classic in the way that people have loved this look for a while. And I feel like people will continue to love this look. The mixture between the detail, but the cleanliness of the skirt, I think is absolutely gorgeous. I could see this dress being styled with very sleek hair, a long veil with maybe some lace detail on the end to match and tie into the lace on the bodice. I could see some beautiful earrings, some larger diamond studs, maybe a small dainty necklace. And yeah, also this dress has pockets, which I know means a lot to you guys. Everybody's asking about pockets, and I get it. I love the pockets too. I couldn't tell you why, but I love the pockets too. So this gown has pockets. And it's just, I mean, if you're really looking to look like a very classic bride, this gown is for you, without a doubt. It is gorgeous. And then it still has that little bit of trendiness with the square neckline, because that is very huge right now. So that is Lanier. Great gown. Love it. So the final gown I'm going to talk about is another clean one, because I love clean gowns. I love all gowns, honestly. Honestly, I love all gowns. I wish that it was just one thing, but I do love clean gowns a lot. So this one is called Charleston. Charleston is a stretch Mikado ball gown with a square neckline. It's got a deep back, very, very, very deep square back with buttons that go down all the way. And it is, I mean, it's a Mikado ball gown. And the Mikado is stretchy, which I love about Charleston. Typically, Mikado, if you don't know what Mikado kind of looks like a flat satin, meaning it doesn't have the sheen of satin, but it has kind of a similar look. It's just flat. But this gown, and so if you know satin too, then you know that it doesn't have a stretch. It has no stretch ever. I mean, you can get a stretch satin, like there's other options, but typically a regular satin gown would not have stretch. And Mikado is very similar. A lot of times Mikado doesn't have any stretch to it. So this stretch Mikado is so comfortable. I did put on Charleston and it was, for me, very, very, very comfortable. I love that it covered my arms. So a lot of people have that area on their arms that they don't like to be shown. They want to cover it. And these straps are thick enough to cover that area, which I loved. You didn't even see it. It was awesome. So, and then the square neckline is very, very trendy. It's super hot right now. So I loved the square neckline of it. The buttons keep it very classic. And this is a gown that you really could do anything with. You could do anything with this gown. I honestly feel like it would be gorgeous with like a big, chunky, sparkly belt. I'm a belt girl. I love belts. Just to kind of cut the waistline, but I wouldn't recommend doing this if you're somebody with a shorter torso or if you're a little more petite, because it won't elongate you the way you probably would want to be elongated. So if you are, pretty much average height, or you have a little bit of a longer torso and you want something to kind of cut you off, then I would say a chunky belt with this would be gorgeous, or a thin belt, or a no belt, and some crazy, crazy cool earrings, a necklace, maybe some bracelets. You could do a long lace veil. You could do a long sparkly veil. This is a blank canvas and you really can build your own look with it. You could do so much. You could have your makeup a little more. You could do a statement lip. You could do a little more dramatic, a little more glam on the makeup, or you could keep it a little more minimal on the makeup and still have a beautiful look. I love this dress because the possibilities with it are endless. You really do get to create your perfect look because of the cleanliness of it, but it keeps the structure, so it's very fashion forward still at the same time. And again, every single dress I mentioned just now, so I'll go back through them, the ones I talked about. We talked about Gramercy. We talked about Lanier. We talked about Charleston, Cumberland, and Medfield and Grant. So all of those gowns, I really, really do feel like fit any body. Plus size bodies, standard size bodies, or petite brides, tall brides. There's so many different kinds of brides. I really do feel like this collection is going to do amazing things for anybody who puts these dresses on. So if you liked what you heard today about the Justin Alexander dresses, check out their line. We will be getting some of these gowns in store as soon as we can. So check out their line and stay posted with our socials. Of course, we will update you guys always. Instagram is always the fastest way for us to communicate information with you guys. And we do have a Snapchat, which we have been utilizing as well, especially as of late. So if you are interested in any of these gowns, keep up with us. We will keep you guys updated with all of that, or give us a call for some more info. Honestly, we can tell you about the gowns and whatnot. So that's Justin Alexander's signature. Oh, and we do have the plus sizes in store right now as well. So that's really awesome that they sent us those. So you guys, that brings us to the end of another episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was so fun to talk to you guys about these dresses. I am obsessed with them, and we will be posting a ton of content about them in the coming days. Well, until they leave us. But we will be posting some content about them, so stay tuned for that. If you love this podcast and you want to stay updated when we post episodes or anything like that, please, please, please follow and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and rate us in Apple Podcasts. If you want to follow us on socials, it is going to be at Amie Bridal Salon on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, I forget Pinterest, all of the wedding sites. We are at Mon Amie Bride on Snapchat now. And what else do we? Oh, and we have Mon Amie Inc. on LinkedIn. If you want to stay updated about any of the LinkedIn stuff, if you're an avid LinkedIn user, we've added some new socials to the mix. So feel free to show us some love on socials. And until next time, we will talk to you guys later. Bye.